up, GAN fam, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Join the GAN fam's lit over here. Today, I'll be reacting to CMAT, and this is an interview. CMAT is obsessed with butter. Okay. I mean, I love me some butter, but it has to be on toast or something, but not by itself. I don't know if I could do that. Some waffles, maybe some toast, maybe like a Pop-Tart, something. I don't know. But by itself, I don't know. But we'll see how she likes her butter. Let's get right into it. Here we go.
I rarely get to eat meals.
I'm sure.
It's a lot of Scotch eggs.
Bit of rosé.
Yeah. Or Vino Collapso.
Vino Collapso, as Angela likes to call it.
We call it girly whirly drink.
Oh, it is girly whirly.
Yeah.
Does anyone think that Angela Hartnett resembles the Mona Lisa?
Favourite form of potato.
Butter, cabbage, butter,
Yeah.
butter.
And a bit of potato.
Bit of butter.
Potatoes in there somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere, yeah.
Girly whirly one.
We started off with butter, and I'm thinking that she had a bottle of butter, y'all. Okay, I'm glad I didn't say anything. It was wine. Wow.
Hello and welcome to Dish from Waitrose. I'm Nick Grimshaw.
And I'm Angela Hartnett.
And we are here for another episode of Dish.
Indeed.
How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good,
Feel like
good,
not seen you for ages.
We haven't seen each other for ages.
I know. Why?
Last time was here.
Was it?
Well, we were supposed to see each other recently at a lunch date.
I know.
And I turned up.
I know.
And the lovely host said, "Oh, is Nick coming?" I went, "I think he is." And then I said, "Shall I call him?" And what were your words? "Oh, bleep, 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 bleep."
Yeah,
I'm at a screening.
That is not very me.
Not very you.
It's
'cause
not me. And
the odds were
never...
I wasn't going to turn
Yes.
up. They knew you
It's
were.
quite you, but it's not very me. The wonderful Emma Barnett, who we've had on Dish, kindly invited us to lunch. And I was really excited about it, truly. Really liked her. Really got on with her. And have a newfound respect for her because I've been getting up and doing morning radio.
Of course.
And she's up way before me.
Yeah.
And I have to wake up and play songs. And she has to wake up and be tuned into world news. And I always think, do you know what? Maybe I'll grow up to be like Emma Barnett. She's younger than me. I keep thinking like she's an adult. And then, totally forgot. And you rang me and I was like,
Hiya.
You went, "Are you coming?" And I was like, where?
Where?
Like that had evaporated from my brain.
It's very unlike you.
I know, and I feel bad. So apologies to Emma.
We'll get another lunch with the lovely
We
Emma.
will. Today we have CMAT with us, who is
exciting.
fantastic. So much fun.
You know her well?
Yes, I've met her on Jules
I
Holland.
do.
Okay.
Me and Annie went to watch
The Christmas
Jules Holland.
one?
No, not the
one where she
Christmas
was
one.
phenomenally
Not the
phenomenal.
Hootenanny.
Right,
No,
okay.
a regular one a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I met her there briefly. Since then, she's been on to co-host Sidetracked
Yeah.
with us.
Oh, wow.
With me and Annie.
Nice.
And then she also did the post-Brit special.
Yeah.
It was me and CMAT.
Yeah.
So she's great fun. I sat next to her at the Brit Awards.
Nice.
And CMAT, let me tell you, talked from 6 p.m. till about 1 a.m. monologue style.
right.
We've met our match in Chatters.
Wow.
She's a fantastic guest.
Brilliant.
She also sent me a DM saying that she was shaking with excitement about meeting you.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. She said she's trembling.
Don't put that pressure on me.
She did.
Don't put that
She's a big fan.
pressure.
Before we get CMAT in, let's say hi to Josie. Josie has got in touch to say, "Hi, Nick and Ange. I moved to London back in October and discovered your podcast in January. Since then, I have binged it, borderline unhealthy on every journey to work, every run, even when I'm making dinner. I have a question I feel like you could both answer, as I don't like the thought of Nick feeling left out." Thank you, Josie. "My boyfriend is an absolute freak," she says. "He hates the texture of cooked fruit, and he makes me so upset that I can't enjoy any of my favourite desserts."
One is a trifle.
Oops.
Fantastic guest.
Brilliant.
She also sent me a DM saying that she was shaking with excitement.
Okay, hold on. I have to comment on that fruit topic because apple pie is literally one of my favorite desserts. Like, I love apple pie. It has to be the right apple pie though, because there's certain ones that do not taste good. Marie Callender's though, That and Sam's Club, they used to have some really good apple pie. And like your local bakeries. Not necessarily in the market though. Like some of those apple pies aren't that great. But I mean, just hearing that, I was told by a few of my friends that they didn't like fruit that had been heated up. And I was just like, what? I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I'm thinking like apple pie is pretty normal, you know? Like, I don't eat cherry pie, but I wouldn't be like, oh, I don't like it, you know? I would still try it. I would try strawberry pie. I don't know, any fruit that is not necessarily supposed to be hot, I would still try it. Like peach cobbler, I tried that for the first time a few years ago, and that was pretty good. So yeah, I'm okay with fruit that is cooked. But a lot of people aren't, which is interesting.
About meeting you. Yeah. Yeah. She's trembling.
Don't put that pressure on me.
She did.
Don't put that
She's a big
pressure.
fan. Before we get CMAT in, let's say hi to Josie. Josie has got in touch to say, hi, Nick and Ange. I moved to London back in October and discovered your podcast in January. Since then, I have binged it, borderline unhealthy on every journey to work, every run, even when I'm making dinner. I have a question I feel like you could both answer, as I don't like the thought of Nick feeling left out. Thank you, Josie. My boyfriend is an absolute freak, she says. He hates the texture of cooked fruit, and he makes me so upset that I can't enjoy any of my favourite desserts with him. For example, tarte tatin, apple pie, crumble, Eve's pudding. The list goes on.
It does.
Yeah.
That is sad. Do you have any suggestions of recipes or desserts I could wean him onto with cooked fruit? He doesn't even like it to go into muffins or cakes. Might just have to dump him. So Josie's trying to enjoy a crumble with the love of her life.
I mean, there's two answers to that, really.
Yeah.
One is a trifle, because you can put like tin pears in. That effectively a cooked fruit.
Yeah.
The other is just dump him. I mean, if you can't, have a tarte tatin.
Or here's another thing. Y'all don't have to like the same things. Like, if my person does not like apple pie, trust me, I will gladly eat the whole thing. I will be even more okay that my partner does not like the things that I like, because that's more for me, you know?
Or a lovely apple crumble with the love of your life.
Because a crumble is, you don't really do like a portion for one,
exactly.
do you? Bit sad crumble for one.
Make a sacrifice.
Josie's boyfriend, just eat it.
Stop.
Grow up.
Yeah, for God's
Eat
sake.
it. Come on.
We eat coriander every now and again. We all have to make sacrifices in life, you know.
You remember Mish has his pear phobia,
my God,
hates pears, can't see a pear.
Can't take a lemon off a tree, can't eat a
Can't
nice
deal with
stuff.
a pear, like hates a pear.
I might just make a pear tarte tatin
No,
this week.
he gets like really bad. He used to get the fear of pears, and people at school would put a pear in his hood, and he'd like freak out, like, oh! We stayed in a house once that it was called, like, we rented this house in the countryside, and it was called like the cider house, because countryside. And we were like, amazing. And when we went, there was like pear paraphernalia everywhere. And we went to my friend's house, and I told her, and she said, get over it.
Yeah, I'm with
And he
her.
went, I can't. And she said, get over it. And he
yeah.
was like, yeah. And she went, just get over it. And he was like,
That's
okay.
our advice.
And then she made us have lunch outside in her garden under a pear tree. She like dragged a table under. She was like, you're going to get over this pear.
Why does every outdoor brand think I want to look like this?
Why do I have commercials now? Interesting. I have to check on that. But so that right there, I used to be like, how do people have fear of certain things that are just like, you look at it and you're just like, how? Like, what? You know, I remember watching this person who was afraid of pennies and someone else who was afraid of cotton. Like, it just, I guess you can't put yourself in that person's shoes, because you are not feeling what they feel, but you also can't diminish the way that they feel as well, because even though someone like us, we're looking at this person who's afraid of something so simple that we think is so simple. To them, it might not be that way. Maybe they had some type of thing that happened to them back when they were a kid, and now they can't look at pears or touch pears, or look at pennies, stuff like that. You just don't know. But when we hear stuff like that, it's just like you don't know what to do but to laugh, because you've never heard something like that before. But I've kind of tried to have a little bit of sympathy or empathy. Well, not empathy, because I've never gone through that, but just a little bit of sympathy for a person who is going through something that I can't possibly understand. Like, not everyone is making up something in their heads, and it's just like, if they feel like they're going through it, then they're going through it.
I know I don't. Gear today is getting out of control.
If you do want to email us, you can, dish@waitrust.co.uk. Can be a question, could be a statement, whatever you want. Shall we get our guest in?
Yes, let's get her in.
Welcome!
Hi, nice to meet
How are you? So nice to meet you! Hi, Lenny. How are you?
I'm very good.
Yeah, welcome!
Thank you.
I like that sashay in. That was
Yeah, I really
very
like
good.
this.
Yeah, fabulous.
I never know how to actually walk.
That's how you do
It's
it.
good to just do a bad one.
You did
Yeah.
it. You did all right. You did all right.
Yeah,
you made
I
it
like
from
this.
there to here. That was
Well,
good.
let's continue the walk
Yeah,
and take a
let's get
seat.
you over.
I'm going to get you a rosé. Pale Provence.
So excited.
Time to officially welcome our guest, a guest we've been long awaiting to arrive at the dish table. A round of applause, please, for CMAT, everybody. Hi, CMAT. Welcome.
Place.
How are you?
I'm really good.
Yeah?
I'm
Yeah.
really, really good.
We're excited you're here.
I'm excited I'm here, although I need to start off by saying that my oldest friendship might have finished as a result of me coming here.
No, why?
Because she's the biggest Angela fan of all time. She's the biggest Angela fan of all time. And I actually,
What's her name?
Her name is Emily.
Oh,
Emily
hi,
Curran.
Emily.
Hi,
She's-
Emily.
She's been to Morano's a couple times.
Nice.
Like she's a bit of a, she's got a parasocial relationship with you, I would say.
Okay, excellent.
And she has been so supportive of all of my achievements and accomplishments. Never once been jealous or ever been weird. And this was the straw. This is what she had venom in her eyes. She just with it, she went. And I was like, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna actually, her and my other best friend Bella's birthdays are within 5 days of each other next month, so I have to just book Morano's.
Just
Yeah,
come to the
I have to book
restaurant.
Morano's.
Yeah.
That's what's
Well,
happening.
yeah, we'll look after her. Yeah.
Oh,
We'll
I'm
do
very
yeah.
excited.
I've got a cookery book with me as well in the car, so I'll give you that, and you can give that to her as well.
She might
We'll
actually-
sign it.
She
presents.
cries about 7 times a day, but I
Okay.
think that might.
So
I
there's-
think she will definitely cry.
There's
if I
many
do
things
that.
we need to worry about, Emily, but we'll discuss that
What
later.
you could do is sign it and then smear a bit of lunch in it
Yeah.
as well. So she can be like, it was like I was there. It was like I was there.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, bless Emily.
Well, thank you for coming and,
Yes.
potentially ruining a lifelong friendship.
Yeah.
Forcing yourself, against your wishes,
Yes.
to come and have a delicious bit of lunch with us today. And before we eat, how is life with you? Because I imagine you're incredibly busy right now, because an exciting time right now.
It's a very exciting time right now. Yeah,
for
I
album?
finished my 3rd record. It's coming out in August.
Word.
I've been in London and living in my stylist's basement, with no windows or no doors.
Okay.
And then I kind of leave the basement and have to emerge a pop star every day to do like promo and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's quite funny. And yeah, I've been having a really
kinda
busy,
dope.
like kind of. I've become a famous person,
Right.
which I don't think I was prior to about a month and a half ago, or at least I didn't experience it because I'd been in New York making my record and living again in like a basement, making the record.
But you've been in London for a while, living, no?
I've always kind of skirted around it.
Right,
I've never,
okay.
I haven't lived anywhere in 4 years.
Okay,
Because I've been
alright.
on tour so
Just
much.
all
Yeah.
So I've been like sublet,
Sure.
all that kind of bopping around, sofa surfing, staying in my sister's spare room until she gets annoyed, and then going back over to London and staying on someone else's sofa. Like I've been doing that for 4 years, and I'm very used to it because I
Wow.
spend like 8 months out of 12 on the road.
Sure.
So I'm not really accustomed to like living anywhere.
Yeah.
And now I'm like living
sense.
somewhere, and I feel like the mayor. I feel like the mayor of Hackney.
I do.
Yeah.
I feel like walking around Hackney with you is.
That must be such a big shock to her to be nothing but a normal person, and then like a month and a half goes by and then it's completely different. Like it's a completely different vibe, and people are knowing who you are and stuff like that, asking for your autograph, wants to take pictures. Like that has to be like crazy, you know? Like it's cool but crazy at the same time for it to be such a switch like that. But yeah, she's funny. I think she's hilarious.
Like, you know,
It's quite something.
Mickey Mouse in Disneyland.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
look,
yeah.
our hero. Yeah.
It has been funny.
Yeah.
It has been funny. I've had cues for him when I'm like, when I'm at a lock-in. I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be this drunk. Yeah.
A cue at an afters
Yeah,
or something.
exactly.
Like, let me tell you something. Yeah.
It's been great though. I love it.
Yeah.
I love attention. So I'm fine with it.
Great.
Perfect.
I didn't get any for the first like 25 years of my life. So
And now you're getting
Dang.
loads.
Now you're making
Well,
up for it,
congrats,
yeah.
and rightly so. We will give you
Yes.
lots of attention
You need the kudos is
for the
there.
next hour. So welcome,
Yeah.
and cheers. And we've got you got you a
Cheers.
rosé
Cheers.
on.
Let me guess.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
thinking about going to therapy.
Am I
And
on
as a
that
therapist
page?
myself, of course I'm going to say that's a great idea. But first,
Y'all, hold on.
Research.
Hold
Thank
on.
you.
Cheers.
1 second. Okay, 9:59. Cause I don't think. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm not on my channel. Like what? I'm just gonna keep going because it's probably gonna mess up the video if I come out of this and go onto my channel. I don't know how that happened though. Like, how am I not signed into my channel? That's why there are commercials. I'm sorry, because I paid specifically for me not to have commercials. So that's why I was like, wait, what?
And
Cheers.
here's CMAT.
Welcome. Yeah, rosé your tipple of choice. We here.
A pale.
Côte de
Cheers.
Provence rosé.
Côte de Provence.
It's not rosé. It's not rosé in general.
How? When did you discover it's Côte de Provence?
It was
exclusively?
almost exactly 3 years ago.
Right.
I was in my favorite restaurant in Paris, Chez Genou. I know I'm basic, but it's
No,
just I like it because it's
fabulous
open until 2 or 3 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning.
brilliant.
And if we have a gig on,
Yeah.
we can bring like 10 to 12 people
Perfect.
at like midnight and still be able to sit
Yes.
down for a meal, which
Yeah.
never happens on the road. So I fell in love with the place. I was like, wow, what a great business model. I went there with Emily actually the second time, and I was like, yeah, can we have a white wine? And they said, no, you can't
Love
have white
France.
wine. And I said, why? It's on the menu. And they were like, you don't want white wine. You want rosé.
Nice.
And I said, I don't want rosé because I don't like rosé. And they were like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, it was
Why am I not
very...
surprised you're in Paris? That's that's what
I love
happens.
that,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
I loved it because then we
Yeah.
got served it and it was literally like, what is
wow.
this? And I don't really drink anything else anymore. I
Wow.
love,
Yes.
I drink lager,
Yes.
lots of lager and Côte de Provence rosé, and I don't really drink anything else. I'm not a cocktail girly anymore,
No.
really.
That's all you need.
Cocktail.
Bit of rosé.
Yeah.
Or as we call it in these months, summer water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Vino Collapso. as
Vino
we call it.
Collapso, as Angela
It's the
likes
one.
to
We
call
call
it.
it,
I like it.
we call it girly whirly drink.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
girly
Nice.
whirly.
Girly whirly drink,
It's-
especially girly whirly drink if you put a single cube of ice in it.
Oh yeah, it's got to be cold.
Yeah,
It's got to be
yeah.
cold.
Yeah. And you like ice in the wine.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of ice in the wine.
Huge.
It's the way it should be.
And
Yeah.
we should do your food likes and dislikes before we go any further, because I always love getting these from guests. So
Let's see.
you are pretty up for everything, really.
Yeah.
You look
Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all if I like these things or not, depending on if we have that in the US, because a lot of foods are different. But I'll see if we have the similar taste when it comes to foods. We'll see.
sushi,
Yeah.
white wine risotto,
Yeah.
all fish,
Yeah.
butter.
Yeah.
I love butter being one of the things.
Where I was like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Buh.
she's here. I need it. Buh.
gotta thank the husband for this.
Yeah, if you're listening and not watching this podcast, Angie's wearing a jumper. She's buttering French.
Buttering French, red sweatshirt. Yeah,
where are you thinking?
So
did Neil get you that?
Well, no, this was my friend James, who's got an amazing restaurant up in Scotland, him and his girlfriend Alethea, and he got one for Neil for his birthday. And it was so because all Neil's food, my husband's a chef, loads of butter and everything. And there's this fantastic company in Edinburgh called the Edinburgh Butter Company, and they make these sweatshirts and stuff.
I like it.
I worry. So I live with one other person,
Okay.
Mia.
Yeah.
And I think between the two of us, we go through possibly a block and a half of Kerrygold per week.
Wow.
That's not an exaggeration. Like so much butter. I go through so much butter.
And that's in your cooking or putting it on stuff?
Cooking on stuff.
Yeah.
I'm eating a lot of gluten-free hot cross buns these days.
Okay, yeah.
I'm having 2 or 3 of them maybe a day.
Okay.
And I'm literally, it looks like a chunk of cheese.
Yes.
Yeah, put it needs to be soggy. I have it actually.
So do you need a hot cross bun with your butter
Yeah.
rather than the
Yeah.
other way
It's a
around?
vessel.
Yeah, exactly.
Also a gluten-free crumpet.
Yeah, nice. Crumpet's the best.
A
It's
crumpet
soaked
needs
in.
butter, or it's just
Yeah.
it's not nice without that.
My guitarist Jack has a very rude expression.
Yeah.
What?
Which is he's like, yeah, he's from the Isle of Man. He's like, yeah, you gotta let the crumpet piss itself.
You do. You do.
You gotta wait for it to gotta piss itself.
It's got to piss itself.
Yeah.
And never a true
like
word's
that.
head.
That's
Have
the
you
best
seen
thing.
there was like a trend on TikTok of people just eating butter in the street?
Yeah.
Did you see this?
What do you mean eating butter in
Of
the
like
street?
people were saying it's like high fat protein diet.
No.
So you should be snacking on butter. And there was all these girls walking around New York just having a stick of butter. Like,
Oh yeah, because in New York they do have those sticks of butter. We
Yeah.
don't have them here. They're like these white.
They're quite sweet.
Yeah.
Little,
I've seen on I feel like it was TikTok, but they put the butter in like some type of sugar, maybe it was brown sugar or something, and was eating it like it was a churro. So I know exactly what he's talking about. He said low calorie diet. That's funny.
like a little.
It's got to be with something butter. Not
yeah, 100%.
necessarily.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm not a crazy person.
No.
I'm not a crazy person.
Unless we had a butter ice lolly or something
Ooh,
like that.
no.
No. Anyway, what
Côte de
else?
Provence, as discussed. Mexican and coriander. Love beer. Love that statement.
Love
Full
beer.
stop.
Beer.
Full
Yeah.
stop. The only thing you don't like is licorice.
It's kind of the only thing, and it makes me feel bad about myself because I love Nigella Lawson so much, and she often goes on rampages about how everyone's wrong about licorice. And I've tried so hard because I want her to love me.
Yes.
And she has like a licorice toolbox. Do you know about her licorice toolbox?
Oh yeah, I've seen this. Yes.
She's like a big toolbox that's full of different genres of licorice
Yeah.
that she has in her home, and she opens it up and will just go like, I kind of want a salty one today.
Yeah.
And it's like organized like the Dewey Decimal System in terms of like salty to sweet. Like she's so smart. But I just
can't
don't
get on board.
like it.
Yeah.
I just don't
No,
like
I'm
it.
not.
Okay. Now this is where I'm lost because I feel like I need to visit other countries. Like I don't know of specific things that are more common in other countries than they are in the US, because licorice being salty is new to me. Most of the time it's sweet. And I like Twizzlers, but I do not like black licorice. It tastes so disgusting. I don't know exactly what she's talking about now, because at first I'm thinking she's talking about like the Twizzlers type of licorice. But now I'm not sure because she said salty. Y'all let me know. Y'all got salty licorice? I never heard of it.
No.
Licorice,
It's
yeah.
definitely an acquired taste.
I totally forgot that this was sponsored by Waitrose, by the
yeah.
way. Waitrose is very important to the CMAT canon.
Why?
Because on my first album, I have a chorus of the song that goes, "No more Virgos, no more little September boys. Buy me Waitrose, give me just enough to keep me nice." It's in like a chorus of one of my most popular
In
songs from the
there.
first record.
Of course it is.
Yeah, and
You're meant
people,
to be. You're
and
there for this
whenever
podcast.
there was like a period where like people would be a Waitrose and be like, "Oh my god, so CMAT coded." Yeah.
Now I keep noticing that you keep having a little nose at Ange over there.
Yeah, I'm
which
just
does happen
twitching
with
a
a
lot.
guest because you want to have a little like. No, I mean, it's terrible seat for me. Is this like the first time you've seen a Michelin star chef in action?
Yeah,
Yeah?
definitely.
What? Why are you saying stop? Well, Kira's interested in this. So
I
that's why I
do.
thought you would be good.
The Michelin Guide app
her name?
changed my life on tour.
Really?
Because I ate so much bad food on tour.
Yeah.
And then I realized that you can go on the app and set the price point to the lowest possible and see what's open. And you can kind of go. I've never been to a Michelin starred restaurant before, but I've been to a lot on the Michelin Guide because
Yeah.
they're quite
Yeah,
consistent.
because it's not all about the stars.
Yeah.
It's about a recommendation. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's about recommendation. And like, I've eaten some of the best food ever.
Yeah. Which has been your favourite country eating?
Well, France.
France, yeah,
I
without
love
doubt,
France.
yeah.
I love French music.
Yeah.
I love French culture. I actually love doing gigs in France because I think their relationship to music is very pure. I think they're all connoisseurs of like culture. They really seem to pride themselves on their love of art and stuff, and they're a little bit
Yeah.
pretentious, which I
Where,
Oops. Oh my gosh.
yeah, rosé's your tipple of choice, we hear.
This is another reason why I miss my own channel. Where were we? Okay, she was up. No, she's back. No, I just wanted to talk.
Welcome to
about,
Ross Map,
oh
where
my
GPS
God. Y'all, this is horrible. Sorry.
high and dorm decor budgets are low. Go to Ross to curate the vibes without breaking the bank. Parlor
that you can go on the app.
I'm never not using my own channel again. This is horrible. Dang, what was I about to say? Now I forgot. I don't remember. Sorry.
And set the price point to the lowest possible and see what's open. And you can kind of go. I've never been to a Michelin starred restaurant before, but I've been to a lot on the Michelin Guide because
Yeah.
they're quite
Yeah,
consistent.
because it's
and
not
good.
all about the stars.
Yeah.
It's about a recommendation. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
about recommendation. And like, I've eaten some of the best food ever.
Yeah. Which has been your favourite country eating?
Well, France.
France, yeah,
I
without
love
doubt,
France.
yeah.
I love French music.
Yeah.
I love French culture. I actually love doing gigs in France because I think their relationship to music is very
Oh.
pure.
Okay, I remember what I wanted to say. 1640 is where we are. I have heard that multiple times where the French are really like musical connoisseurs. Like they are really appreciative of music, and it doesn't even matter what type of music. They just like really appreciate music. And I kind of would like to go to France just to go to some type of concert just to see how different it is from the US, because I've heard this multiple times where people will talk about how great the French are when it comes to like going to concerts and listen to specific artists and stuff like that. So I would like to see the difference, like compare the two between the US and France. That would be nice.
I think they're all connoisseurs of like culture. They really seem to pride themselves on their love of art and stuff, and they're a little bit
Yeah.
pretentious, which I kind of like.
Yeah,
But there's a
definitely-
belief system, I think, with them.
Yes.
That they know that they, you know, in a way, they did sort of start a food revolution. And everything, whatever you say, it all comes back to the basics of French cooking in so many ways. And so they do. And I think Paris has had a resurgence recently, the last 10, 15 years. Because you could go there and not have a great meal. But now you can go and have really lovely, like low-key places that you can have just fantastic wine, these great wine bars and stuff like that.
You probably never tried this. It's chips and dips. It's
Yeah.
very posh.
But when it's good,
Yeah, no, we're going to have Mexican today, so we thought this is quite a good starter. Ange has made the guac. Now, when I make guac, it's always looks a bit brown.
Okay.
'Cause
How
the
have you- this has
avocado's going
been-
bad.
So bright and green for time. Why?
So ripe avocados, and as soon as you start to take them out of their skin, if you like, and remove the stone, add your lime juice then,
Immediately.
because then that
Then it-
stops it discolouring.
Okay.
And then what else? I put finely diced red onion in there, finely diced jalapeno pepper, chopped coriander, touch of this spicy Tabasco if you like a bit of spicy, Matt. You can put some more in
Yeah.
there, and then lime juice and lime rind, and that's it. Salt.
That is good guac.
Yeah.
Very good guac. Do you
And
want to make
that
that at
is-
home?
I do
Amazing.
actually. I like it, but I like my guac chunky.
the sauce is incredible.
Tell us about the salsa, Ange,
So
because that is
salsa, just,
really good.
chopped tomatoes.
Yes.
Lots of salsa say you should peel the tomatoes and de-seed them, but rather than do that, I just chop them finely and then drain them. So that gets rid of the sort of excess
water.
juice. Yeah, exactly. And then again, finely chopped onion, a little bit of chili.
Y'all should have told me this interview was gonna be strictly about food. I mean, I saw butter, but I thought she was gonna talk about butter. I should have had a meal here myself so that we can eat together. Because now I'm like literally licking my lips. I'm like my mouth is watering right now. I'm hungry.
In there, like jalapeno, red wine vinegar, salt, and garlic, freshly
the
grated garlic, which is the
That's
the good
delicious.
thing.
I'm a tomato freak. I love when tomatoes
hate
come into
tomatoes.
season. Even in London, when you see them putting out the weird tomatoes,
Yeah.
I love it when
brings
you
a
see
tear
those,
to the
yes.
eye.
Yeah,
Brings
outside
a
of
tear to the eye.
greengrocers. Do you
do
think?
like turkey
I feel like you
but
could,
it has to be
CMAT, out of all our guests,
like pasta
hack
or
it in a kitchen. I feel like you could be a chef. You're good with people. I feel like you'd be quite commanding. You'd be able to handle the nighttime shifts.
I think that being in a band is very similar to working in a kitchen.
Okay.
Like a proper kitchen, because you do all your prep work. So you do sound check, and then you take a break, and you have your family dinner,
Yeah.
and then you do your show.
Showtime.
And you're adrenaline for somewhere, if you're in my band, about 2 hours on stage, almost 2 hours on stage. And I think that's kind of very similar to the structure of a dinner service.
It is.
And then you all get kind of trauma bonded together
Yes.
Yeah.
because there's so much stress
Trauma
involved.
bonded. Oh my
Yes.
God, that is brilliant. I love that.
I think the structure of being a chef and working in the kitchen is very similar to being in a band.
High pressure
particularly-
Yeah.
performance. You've
Yeah.
got to please the crowd.
But
Yeah.
you're also under a time restraint.
Yes.
That's what I think. That's why I love cooking, is the service. Much as I love all the preparation and equivalent, I suppose, the sound checks, the practice and all the rest of it. What I love is the service. That, you know, from 7 o'clock till 10:30 is cover after cover coming in, and you've got to make sure you deliver
Yeah,
each
you
time.
got to do it.
And
it's
that's what I think is
full
brilliant.
control and concentration and focus, which is
Yeah.
difficult to find in other parts of life if you don't
Yeah.
have that pressure on you.
Yeah.
You have that with the show in the morning. It's
I don't really
it's
overthink
time
it.
pressure.
No, I do. Okay, what have we got here, Ange?
So we've got pescado alla veracruzana, which we serve with rice. So it's a fantastic recipe by Carla Zazueta. And it's this baked cod in this lovely tomato, red pepper, olive, caper salsa. And it's one of those things that it's like, not a pepper stew, but it's all layers. So onion you cook down first, then you add your chili, then you add your tomatoes, then you add your peppers, then it's some capers, some dried oregano, bay leaf, some olives. I've added extra olive oil because I love olive oil. And then you literally sit the cod on it. And he'll ask, can I do this at home? You can do this at home because it's all in one pan. Yeah, and that's the other beauty. It's 1 pan wonder. And then we've got some lovely rice on the side. And if you want to do a bit more, you can actually have a little bit of, you know,
Guac on it.
guac on the side
Stop.
as well. You see, a little bit of
Now
guac on
that-
the side.
That's amazing.
This is really tasty.
That's extremely to my taste as well. I
Oh,
love
perfect,
and I
yeah.
love an olive and a tomato kind of chopped into something like this. But I love this.
I love this. And olive is an olive quite typical in Mexican cooking, Ange.
I think it's from the history of being the Spanish invasion and bringing what you brought over there. You know, and I think it's probably more authentic Mexican than most of, you know, some of the stuff we put through.
That is so delicious. I really like this.
That's crazy
And it's
good.
best with cod, yeah?
I've used cod, but traditionally in Mexico, they'd use red snapper. That's a
red
traditional way
snapper.
of doing it with red snapper. But we've done it with cod because it's a bit more approachable and more easy to get hold of. But monkfish is another one because it's quite meaty. Because it's sitting in the sauce, you want a dish that is going to hold up and not sort of just disintegrate. So cod's a good one.
Cod's a good one. And
Yeah.
you oven bake the cod?
No, all on top of the stove.
It's all on top.
all on top,
I
yeah.
have to try
There's
that.
also a wine pairing. We
recipe.
are having this Côte de
Chateau.
Provence, Chateau de Bern, which is fresh, crisp, and full of delicious summer fruits. So this is sort of a perfect partner for things like this because it's quite a light dinner. This I like it.
But at dinner, you can make the base first. I mean, I'm sure, Eliza, you've just told me about your life. You're touring. You probably don't have a moment at home.
Yeah.
I rarely get to
Yeah.
eat meals, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I'm sure.
It's a lot of Scotch eggs. It's a lot of Scotch eggs.
If you want to try this recipe at home, or if you're CMAT on tour, then you can try getting all the ingredients and the recipe on waitrose.com/dish recipes.
Waitrose.
Everything is on there if you want all of the information. Let's talk about your new record. Before we talk about the album, I want to talk about Running Planning because I love that song so
song.
much, which I think
Thank
I've told
you.
you about 4 or 5 times now to your face. We'll do it again. I love that
Love that
song.
song.
Thank
I
you.
really do. Tell us about going to create this record, your third one. How is it tackling your third album? Because you've had some experience, you've been on the road, you've seen some things, you've heard some things, you've lived some things. So how was it going to do album number 3?
It's actually funny because I feel like the whole theme of the third record was like regression. It was like regressing to my former self. The person I made the third record with is my friend Ollie Deacon, who I made my first album with and who I've known since I was 18. I did the thing that record labels tell you to do, which is I made my first album with Ollie in his sitting room in Ealing, alone, with my own money that I got from tote bag sales in Ireland. Funded it myself, and then when my label came on, they just bought the album from me. So they didn't fund it, they just basically took it off me. Then when we got to the second album, they were like, okay, it's time to work with a big producer and do the big thing and do the this is a professional person and your friend is not a professional not that, but just they were kind of like, you need to try something different and work with someone who's had hits so you can have a hit.
So you did the album with Timbaland.
No, I made my second record with a wonderful producer called Matthias Tellez, who I love. He's worked with like Aurora and Girl in Red and all these amazing people, and Sigrid and stuff. And it was amazing and it was so good. And I would like never knock that experience because he's an amazing producer. But when I had this collection of the third record and I knew what the songs were going to be and I knew they were going to be way heavier and way more serious, I was just like, I think I need to make this with a very close friend in close proximity. He lives in New York now. So I went to New York to make it with an old friend because I was like, I think we need less of a team. I think we need less people in the studio. I think it should just be me and Ollie working it out. And little did I know how much work that was actually going to be, because what I didn't realize is in the 3 or so years since we worked together, I became a significantly better artist, writer, producer, even. Like I'm kind of arranging stuff myself now, which I wouldn't have done before. And he was amazing on the first record, but he's completely blown me out of the water in his skill level that he has now since the 3 years we last worked together. And because you're better, you get more intense about the details. So we lost our minds. Me and Ollie lost our minds making this record because we made there's some songs we made 6 completely different versions of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
To get to the root of what the musical styling that was going to express the idea in the song the best was. And it was very, very detail heavy. And it was very, very intense. Wow. And I was there for 3 months in a room looking at the New York skyline the whole time being like, damn, I sure wish I could go to New York. Anyway.
But I like that though. That just shows how personal the song was to her, or this album. It just shows that she really cared enough to voice her opinion about how the song is portrayed to her fans, because it's not about the hit. It's not about working with the hottest producer. It's about, this is my life, So she's like, I wrote this song and I want it to be put out into the world the way that I want it. And I like the fact that they were able to just come to an agreement to do that, because a lot of Hollywood companies, Columbia Records, I'm just naming a few, they will definitely try to change you, they'll see your talent and they're just like, oh yeah, I love that talent, but let's just make it a little bit more spruced up. Let's give it a little bit more this or that, whatever. But that means that they just change the rawness of it, and that equals out to being multiple artists that sound the same and that are not original. And I feel like that's what I like about her. She's very original. And I think that's a big thing about it, is that she didn't let the record company or the record label control her music. She was still very much a part of that, and I like it.
And it was like that, but I don't regret anything. I'm really, really, really proud of the record. It is, you can hear the mental illness in it. Right. You can hear the crazy in it. You can really, really, it's got that sauce.
Will we hear some tracks at Glastonbury?
Well, yeah, there'll be 3 new songs at Glastonbury. I've kind of done a risky move and done 3 songs off the new record for the 45-minute Glastonbury set, which is a risk because you should really just be doing the classics. But I was like, I just felt like it would be better. I just felt like it would be better.
Brilliant.
We've been rehearsing for the last week and a half. The 3 new songs do sound absolutely the tits.
Yeah.
They sound so good.
A couple of months back,
Yeah.
CMAT and I had a really nice time together when we went to the Brit Awards together.
Yeah.
We watched it and then we discussed what happened.
Yeah.
It was so fun. One of my favourite nights. Great crack.
Yeah.
As you've experienced.
Yeah.
George, who works on Dish, there was a moment where we flashed on screen. George's mum texted George and said, oh, I just saw the Brits and it was great to see Nick and Ange there. George was like, that's CMAT. Not Ange, which is such a mum text. Like, oh, it's a lady. So I was like, no, that's CMAT.
Me personally, I'm delighted. I'm delighted. That is happening.
And then we obviously are obsessed with the artwork of CMAT. I love this artwork, by the way.
Thank you.
Talk
Some
me
people
through this.
hate it.
No, I love
brilliant.
this.
But I think it's really funny. So
Yeah.
this is essentially, there's a
Sexy,
painting called
what is
Truth
it?
Coming Out of Her
Yeah.
Well to Shame Mankind. And this is me doing that, but it's a hyper-realized version of the fountain that used to be in the centre of Blanchardstown Shopping Centre, which is where I grew up. A
Yeah.
really bad, ugly, dirty fountain.
Right.
And this artwork is basically
But she
me
made it look
taking
beautiful.
the piss out
Yeah.
of the current cultural moment that the country of Ireland finds itself in,
Yeah.
where Ireland is suddenly exoticized and
Yeah.
people love it. You've got people in Southeast London wearing Pelador jerseys and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm splitting the G and all this and all this kind of stuff. And then Americans are like, I love Hosier. He just like crawled out of a bag and he's like a fairy. And it's like, this is weird. And the obsession.
The American accent, though. That's hilarious. She was giving Valley Girl. But I didn't know Hosier was from Ireland. That just told me something new. So, yeah. Wow, I learned something today. I did not know he was from Ireland. Okay.
Barry Keoghan and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There is a weird veneer that Ireland has been cast through in the last 5 years that I'm not comfortable with. And I also think a lot of Irish artists have maybe been playing up to in order to sell more records.
Possible.
And I don't think that
Well,
that's
she's
cool.
thinking about
And I just
somebody.
think that was kind of my angle, was I was like trying to take the piss out of this romanticized
Yes.
version of Ireland that everybody's imagining.
Yeah,
I'm like,
sure.
well, if you're doing that, then it's a shopping centre.
It's a shopping
Yeah.
centre.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. In honour of Georgie's mum.
Oh my God.
We've
Oh my
actually
God.
made you this.
Yeah.
Just so. Have you seen this?
Oh, God.
I love that. That's it.
Oh my God.
So it's the Ange remix.
I love it.
So you can have that. We were gonna get it pressed.
I'm having this framed.
And we didn't Photoshop that. She actually shot that.
Yeah.
While we're on like lookalike mistaken identity, this goes out on YouTube now.
Yes.
In the comments on YouTube, someone called Patricia commented, "Hi Patricia. Patricia said, does anyone think that Angela Hartnett resembles the Mona Lisa?"
The Mona Lisa.
And I'm going to say, yes, I do. I do. Yeah.
What is going on?
I'm like, yeah. Let's Google her and we'll get you to do the pose and then we can do a split
Oh
screen.
my God.
Me and the Mona Lisa.
Okay, so that's the pose. If you can do the pose. So yeah,
I'm not
she's
sure
back.
she would have been wearing a burr.
No. And then
She's not saying. She's
There's
not
no
saying
way
it.
knowing.
yeah, that hand's over that hand, yeah. And then
She's just looking.
it's there.
Wait, don't smile.
It's there. It is there. I can
She
see
looks
it.
quite ill in that picture, bless her.
Ill?
Yeah, she's not looking good.
In that picture, there's only that one. It's a bit rough on that one. In that picture. Oh, Lisa. Let's do CMAT's fast food quiz.
Yeah.
Let's do this. CMAT, what's your favourite way to eat eggs?
I think scrambled by my sister Noelle.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Specifically that sister.
She's really good at scrambling eggs.
Yes.
She makes them very wet.
Okay.
Okay.
Love it.
What's your favourite form of potato?
Colcannon.
Oh, nice choice.
Butter, cabbage, butter,
Yeah.
butter.
And a bit of potato.
Bit of butter.
It's the potatoes in there somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere, yeah.
Do you have a favourite crisp?
My favourite crisp is probably one of those posh Torres crisps. Is probably the chorizo-y one.
Oh, very nice.
Me
What's,
too.
what's your favourite pasta dish?
I can't eat a lot of pasta
yeah, of
because I'm very
course.
gluten
Yeah.
intolerant. But for that reason, probably a gnocchi situation.
Oh, nice.
Fried
yeah.
gnocchi.
That's a good one. Little
Yeah.
semolina one. Yeah, that could work. Nice.
Do you have a favourite herb? I feel like you.
I think it's coriander.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
coriander. I love coriander. I'd have coriander in anything. I'd have coriander in like a cocktail. Do you know when they do that?
Yeah.
Coriander mojito.
Little margarita or something. Yeah. What about Sunday roast?
The proud nation of Ireland. We take it very seriously and it's different. However, my mom is one of 6 children and 3 of her siblings married English people. And one of them is my auntie Linda. We love Linda. Linda did some cross-community work and she brought the Yorkshire pudding into the Irish Sunday roast.
Wow.
And that was crazy. That was crazy.
yeah.
That
there
was
was-
months of chatter, wasn't there?
There was an
Months
element
yeah.
of, I don't know if we're there as a nation. I don't know if we're ready. And then we accepted the Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah. Not
And it's
Linda, just the
incredible.
Yorkshire pudding.
No, I mean, Linda was in from day one. We love Linda.
This goodie bag is for you. If you choose to answer the end of the show question.
Okay.
And here we go. Here's your end of the show question to win the Waitrose goodie bag.
I mean, I'm answering it.
Yeah, you're answering it.
Oh,
I'm
Come on.
answering it.
Yeah,
Don't care.
Okay,
Thank you hugely for coming on to Dish. That was exceptional.
correct.
To win a Waitrose goodie bag, just answer the following question. You have a new song on the album called The Jamie Oliver Petrol Station. If you were to integrate Nick or Angela's name into track, what would the full title be?
Okay,
So obviously,
Huge question.
the Angela Mona Lisa.
obviously.
That works.
Mona Lisa brackets Angela's version.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That could work.
And then if I was doing Nick, maybe it's like... Sorry. The first thing that came to my mind is maybe not very nice.
Come on. What is it?
I was like, Nick and his expensive clothing. Because I know how much that shirt is worth.
You like the shirt.
I love
You
that
like the
shirt.
shirt.
Nick and his expensive clothing is a good name for a song as well.
Or a band.
Or a band, yeah.
With Nick
The
and his expensive clothing.
Yeah.
Good work.
Yeah.
Good work, yeah.
So that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Well, the goodie bag is yours.
yours.
See that? The goodie bag is yours. Congratulations.
Oh my God.
Why?
Curly whirly one. Woo! Yeah, baby.
I wanna know what-
gluten-free pasta. That's so kind.
Yeah,
we can.
No gluten.
Oh, come here.
CMAT, thank you for joining us today. That
Yes,
was a
thank
lot of
you.
fun.
Yeah.
Congrats on your country. You too, Ange.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Um,
Can I have
Thanks,
my one?
Ange.
Yeah, you have your one.
Yeah, you have your one.
The album,
This one.
pictured here, is out on the 29th of August.
Yeah.
You'll see CMAT.
When do you
throughout
need
the
me
summer
for,
on
promo and stuff?
Yeah.
Glasto, let's do
Glasto.
it.
We'll
promo.
Let's do
We'll
You
it.
promo.
too.
Let's
I'll bring the
know.
orange wig for you, the
Yeah.
outfit.
I think you need to be at least a bottle deep.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Easily.
And then we do
I'd
it.
say 2. I'd
Yeah,
say
yeah,
2
yeah.
to be fair.
Big time.
Yeah.
CMAT, thank you so much.
Thank
Congrats
you.
on the
Thank
record.
Thank
we'll see
you.
you throughout the summer and then we'll see you on tour sort of autumn time.
Yes.
CMAT, thank you so much. Round of
Thank you.
applause for the brilliant CMAT, everybody. Thank you.
That was such a cute interview. Like, I felt like I was watching some friends sit down and have a chat. It just seemed very natural and it flowed very nicely. There was no awkwardness. There was no like just no back and forth with craziness or anything like that. It gave a good time, and I felt like that they made her feel very comfortable, and they were great hosts. They made her a meal and gave her wine. Like, that's the best interview ever. I'm pretty sure she was just like, out of all the interviews that she probably did that day, this was probably her favorite one, because interviews can be very trying and demanding and just stressful, and this just seems like it's just chill. You know, they would probably just like, you know, just come just to chat with your friends. Like, you're going to chat with your everyday girls or something like that. and it worked. I really appreciate this, and it was more than about butter. Like, I thought that was going to be strictly about butter, and I thought that she was going to say that she eats butter by itself all the time, and that was not the case, so I'm a little happy about that. But it was a great interview. I felt like I got to know CMAT a little bit more. And now, did he say her name was Angela? Like, or was the other lady's name Angela? Then he said something like Sierra or Sienna or something like that. What is her name? Now I want to know, because it's not CMAT, obviously. That's a stage name. But yeah, okay. So Angela is the lady in the show. It says Angela Hartnett. Okay, so what is CMAT's actual name? Y'all let me know. But that was a great interview. That was my reaction to that. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.